sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You show me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You show me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yes, I'm the winner, yeah. You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yes, I'm the winner, yeah. You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. 'Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yes, I'm the winner, yeah. You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm here to help business owners like you discover awesome digital tools to move your business forward. Today, let's talk HR solutions. Payroll processing, salary computations, and tracking of employee attendance are prone to errors and can take up so much of your HR team's time. No need to worry, because today I'll let you in on how you can solve your HR pain points with cloud payroll solutions from Globe Business. Keep watching to see if you are in a similar situation. Meet Tessie, an HR director for a distribution company with 100 employees. Now that the company has shifted to a combined remote and field work setup, Tessie and her team have encountered a few issues. The problem? Making sure that field agents clock in at the right time and at the right place. The solution? Tessie and her team now refer to cloud payroll for their employee attendance and salary using the attendance and location monitoring features. Meet Gio, a payroll officer at a BPO company with 50 employees. His problem? Manual computation of payroll can lead to errors and discrepancies, especially when he has to account for factors like salary adjustments, holiday pays, days off, overtimes, night differentials, and government-mandated contributions. The solution? Gio now uses cloud payroll to automate payroll processing. No more errors and headaches from manual computations. Here we have Apple, an HR officer of a startup tech company with 25 employees. Her problem? Manual salary disbursement via cash envelope system or remittance services can prove to be time-consuming, not to mention unsecure. The solution? Apple now uses Gcash for Business to send salaries and incentives to employees more conveniently and securely through a web portal. And through Cloud Payroll, Apple can simply export and extract her payroll file to Gcash for Business and other major commercial bank accounts. And what's great about it is employees can now also withdraw their salaries more conveniently and securely via Gcash MasterCard. Making it work is that easy. With Globe Business Cloud Payroll, your business is built better. What a great way to reinvent your business operations, no matter the work setup. Ready to make payday easy? Visit the Globe Business website to know more about Cloud Payroll and Gcash for Business. Stay tuned for more Globe Business ICT solutions. I'm Sean, and this is Solutions from Sean.
The corporate world is a tough place. Without the needed tools, sufficient knowledge, and right mindset, you can be lost, left to deal with stress and utter disappointment. That is why we're here. We are Businessmaker, and we are here to prep you up for the professional world by offering simple, direct, and efficient educational services such as seminars, online learning and webinars, business tools and resources, and clubs and networks. Businessmaker aspires to help learners become accomplished professionals in the most practical ways possible. Our programs are directed so that students understand corporate fundamentals well. Our main subjects include business management, human resource management, corporate training, and Forex and investing. Since 2003, Businessmaker has held countless business-oriented seminars and has served over 50,000 learners. Through various educational tools and short, easily manageable schedules, Businessmaker promises to help young, aspiring professionals reach the level of success that they have always dreamed of. Enroll now and unlock the great potential waiting inside you. Empower yourself with the tools and knowledge you need. Become the best that you can be. Achieve a future of success with Businessmaker.
Hello, everyone. Kindly stand by for a few more minutes as we're just waiting for the other attendees to join the session. We'll be starting the event in a short while. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome inside to our one-of-a-kind virtual event for today. Pasok po kayo. Welcome. Hello, mga attendees natin. How are you guys today? I am Charm. I am your host for today's session. So let me officially welcome you to our online Kapihan, Malasakit sa Manggagawa 2021. Of course, brought to you by the one and only Globe Business. Ayan. So go get your coffee, your tea, or kung ano man dyan, tubig, pwede yan, juice. Ayan, anything that you're comfortable drinking, dalhin nyo yan dito because we will have a relaxing afternoon talking about the concept of malasakit. Ayan, ang daming nag-good afternoon sa ating chat box right here. Hello, everybody. So, of course, hindi complete ang ating event kung walang check attendance and if wala tayong roll call. So, I want you guys to type in your location in the chat box. Ayan. So please do type in there kung saan kayo nanggaling, wherever you are in the world. Ayan, Quezon City represent. Yes, Mandaluyong, Quezon City, Malabon. We have from Pasig City, Antipolo, Bulacan, wow, grabe na, caps lock. San Juan, Makati, ayan, Cubao, what else? Davao, hello, Cainta, ayun, dami, Calamba, yes, Taytay Rizal, I love it. Welcome po. Pasok. Ayan. So, very nice to see you all here. And mostly our attendees are in the NCR area. So, kamusta naman po kayo dyan sa mga plantita and plantito natin dyan? Kung sino man po ang mahilig sa tanim, please type in yes. Ayan. It helps us keep sane during this pandemic. And I'm a plantita myself. So, ayan, sa mga kapwa plantita dyan, kapwa plantito, yan, mabuhay tayong lahat. Ayan. And of course, is curious din naman ako, if anong company, what company you're currently working in what department are you guys from? So can you type in the chat box as well if what kind of company and the kind of department you're currently at. So if you're in the tech, if you're in HR, if you are in admin team, if you're in the finance team, Potato Corner Group, ayan, Human Capital Group, ayan, NGO Operations, Kamaya Coast Purchasing, ayan, what else? AMU Associates, Construction, HR Department, ayan, Account Management, IT, Admin, Aviva Global Marine Corp, from HR and Admin Department, ayan, Construction, Office of the President, wow, amazing, Bicol, yes, Sales and Marketing, Deep Six HR, Loanworks Technologies, ayan, PHA Administration, Administrative Officer, Live Events and Digital Media Corp, ayan, admin from MIRAIT, Philippines. Ayan. So hello guys, hello everyone. I hope that you guys are excited for our event for today. We have a bunch of surprises for you guys. So I hope that you will be staying in tune for that. So thank you, of course, for sharing kung saan kayo, your location and the company that you're working in right now, and of course, the department where you're at. So now to explain to us and highlight the purpose and importance of this event, let me call on the one and only Mr. Ed Superable, Cluster Sales Head of Globe Business.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Right. Sige. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity na magpasalamat for the time that you have allocated to participate and join this Kapihan session. No? As mentioned earlier, during our first Kapihan this morning, I could imagine that if not for this ECQ and pandemic, we could have been on a cozy coffee place wherein we do our usual kamustahan, kwentuhan. However, given these new normal times, we at Globe Business have pivoted to ensure that we remain connected to our valued customers and partners. At kayo po yun, no? For this event, #malasakit, we would like to highlight the importance of the most valuable asset, no, in our company or in our businesses, and that is, of course, our employees. I'm glad to see that there are numerous participants coming from different departments, okay? At nandiyan po yung IT, yung HR practitioners and partners natin. I even saw one coming from the office of the president of their company. Welcome at maraming salamat for joining us. I would like to say that this event is basically designed to ensure that we are connected to our customers like you, and that we can share to you the insights, the learnings, and the services, no, that Globe Business could share to help you and empower you on your business operations, especially ngayong mga panahon na ito. So without further much ado, I would like to again say thank you for the time, and I hope and we look forward to your participation for this Kapihan session. Maraming salamat.
All right,
Thank
ayan.
you,
Thank you
Charmaine.
so much. Thank you so much, Sir Ed. Ayan. Thank you so much. Of course, we are very, very thankful for this wonderful initiative by Globe Business, and I'm very sure ng ating mga attendees today, they're very, very excited on what's in store. So now let's move forward sa ating guidelines on our session for today. This is to make sure na smooth sailing ang ating session. All right. So number one, guys, is please make sure that you are on silent mode during the presentation. So make sure na nakamute lang tayo para makafocus tayo and we're able to concentrate sa ating event. And then second is we encourage everyone to use the Q&A tab for questions and the chat box for reactions. So you can click on the little button right there, the Q&A tab, if you have questions later on after the presentation of our speakers. And then also if you have, if you want to react, ayan, then you can also type in there sa ating chat box. All right, we'll be reading your questions after the presentation. And also our beautiful and account managers are here as well, present to answer your questions during the whole Kapihan. All right, ayan. And of course, guys, is ito, one of my favorites talaga to during an event, hindi mawawala ang ating paraffle. Ayan. So of course, Globe Business has a raffle draw para sa inyo for this afternoon. So these are the mechanics for our raffle. So number one, we included all your names to our online roleta. So lahat na ngayon online, pati roleta online na rin. The names that will be chosen should type #malasakit, all right, on the chat box to signify that the winner is present. Ayan. So once again, it's very, very important to please type in #malasakit in the chat box when you see your name being flashed sa ating online roleta. All right, I'll be giving you guys 5 seconds to type in #malasakit. And if you're not able to type that, then we will be choosing another winner. All right, so you may only win once, ayan, to give chance to others, syempre naman. And yung name ng winner, we will be removing that from the roster to make sure na mabigyan naman natin ng opportunity na manalo yung ibang attendees. All right, okay, so I hope that is clear for our raffle and for our guidelines kanina. And of course, another thing that we would like to remind you guys as well is yung mga coffee pouches that Globe Business was able to ship and deliver to you guys, medyo may delay lang ng konti because of the travel restrictions, because of the pandemic. But of course, once it arrives into your doorsteps, then we encourage you to have your own mini kapihan together with your workmates and colleagues. All right, so I hope that is all clear sa inyo, sa ating mga attendees. Of course, if you guys have any more questions about the event, just type it in there sa ating Q&A tab or sa chat box, and we will be happy to answer that for you. All right, and now, eto, excited ako dito. So the next part of our event is we will move on to our event discussion. All right. So for our first speaker, he is the founder, the chairman, and the CEO of Businessmaker Academy Incorporated. Aside from being a professional public speaker, he's also a proactive sales marketer and a transformational leader. Ako fan ako neto. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the one and only Mr. Mark Saw.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Charm. It's nice to see you again. Parang long time no see. So let me just share my slides first and get ready. And good afternoon to everyone. And I'm glad to see that people from Metro Manila, nabuhay. Mabuhay kayong lahat. And let me just make sure that I'm sharing sound because I'll have a video to be played later. Yeah, I was here this morning and I had a great time, and I'm going to have a great time again this afternoon. Kahit na afternoon na, alam mo naman, yung after lunch, medyo inaantok-antok tayo. But I hope na hindi kayo antokin because there's a lot of stuff I am going to share, and it's close to my heart. And of course, thank you again once more for Globe Business for inviting me, and for everyone who took the time out of their busy schedule to attend this. So today, my topic here is something, as I said, close to my heart. It's about leadership and employee engagement in the time of remote work. Ayan. So since praktisado na kayong lahat sa pag-chat and paglalagay kung saan kayong galing, magtatanong lang ako ng simple question, tapos I just want you to chat yes or no in the chat box, okay? So ang question ko dito is your team engaged in the age of remote work? Sige, hintayin ko yung mga chat ninyo. Yes, no lang naman ang kailangan ko. Ayan, meron. Yes, yes, yes. Uy, ganda. Ang daming yes. Yung iba, maybe. May isang maybe. Iba, yes. Yes, very good. So I'm sure your business has actually pivoted and you have found the way to engage with your people, even if it's virtual. And I'm glad to see it's an overwhelming yes. So with that said, let's see if we have the same path that we took, no? And maybe validate and learn from each other as well. So thank you very much for participating, guys. And I'm really, really happy to see that you guys are engaged with everybody in your team. But more importantly, I'm glad that you guys are still around and you have pivoted your business so that you're here. So ito rin kasi, pag kunyari engaged ka, o kaya hindi sila engaged, o kaya there's a problem or a conflict in your team, right? As a leader, ito naman yung next na tatanungin ko. Sino mag-a-adjust? If there's a conflict, if there's an issue, if there is something that is amiss, sino mag-a-adjust, right? So this goes back to the topic na if you're engaged or not. So kunyari, you're trying your best, you have a plan, you have something set, and then you just feel na the performance and the productivity is not like it was before. Kasi syempre, ang dami nawala eh. So there's a chance that, of course, leaders in this situation gets very frustrated, right? And then sometimes, maraming beses, also the staff and the team members are frustrated too. So ang tanong dito, sino ba mag-a-adjust? So for me, it's always the leader who has to do the first step, no? To authentically connect with the team. So the operative word here is connect first. Well, the other one that I highlighted is authentic. Kasi if you cannot connect, kahit virtually, no, wala na. Engagement is out the door, right? Now, so if you guys are still struggling to reach the farthest reaches of your organization, or you feel that nag-engage naman sila because there's technology, we provide them with the gadgets and they're really doing their duties naman and they're clocking in, are we really connecting? Are we really engaging? I mean, talagang may buy-in ba? Right? Now, as a leader, again, no, dapat palagi tayo muna mag-adjust. However, don't mistake this by saying tayo palagi ang magiging doormat. Meaning, tayo palagi ang bigay ng bigay sa whims ng lahat ng mga empleyado natin. Of course, the burden of leadership is always to be able to find that balance, to find that balance between duty to the company and, of course, safeguarding the majority and making sure that the whole team, the majority of the team, is well engaged, connected, and really moving in the same direction. Which means, as leaders, it's also our duty to make the tough decisions. So, nung nagsimula yung pandemic, grabe yung panic nun, di ba? It was a hard lockdown, March of last year, 2020. And of course, ang nangyayari dito pag nung nagkaroon ng lockdown, we had to pivot and we had to switch to virtual. Ito lumabas. Lumalabas kasi dito yung mga doers and posers. Okay, yung bato-bato sa langit, wag magagalit. There are those na talagang akala mo nung pre-pandemic, no, ang galing-galing nila. Tapos nung naging pandemic na, nagkukunwari lang pala. And there's really nothing there, right? And then you go the extreme, meron yung mga iba, yung nagchuchuchu, yung tipong, wag na yan, malis na tayo dyan, and so on and so forth. And so these are the things that leadership has to grapple with. And it's part of it, di ba? And so this is the task. Hindi lang ikaw mag-a-adjust just because to make everybody happy, but you also have to adjust to connect and to really understand what's happening. And also to make sure that the majority is protected from these bad apples and bad things. No? Kaya hindi ganun kadali ang leadership. So, but with a lot of practice and a lot of will, I think you'll do better. I'm sure you are good leaders already right now. So, marami pa nagsasabi, especially in the age of remote work, no? Ang hirap kasi makakonect, wala silang wifi, walang internet. E paano mag-i-engage yung mga tao ko? Eh, wala nga silang wifi. Well, I want to say this. No? In the age of remote work, it's really not about technology. Of course, it plays a factor. Eh, wala siyang wifi, paano siya makakapag-work online? Di ba? Siyempre, hindi. So, but it's more than technology. So, kwentuhan ko lang kayo. Of course, in our office, we don't have a lot of, there are some people who are not really technically inclined. And they never really invested in, their infrastructure like Wi-Fi or internet at home. Yung data lang na prepaid, yan lang ginagamit nila because their predominant work is field work. Tama? So, what happened? So, during the lockdown, di ba, nagka-labo-labo na. Tapos there were issues on no work, no pay situation, right? So what happened was, nag-no work, no pay sila, but we had to find a way to get them involved still. Why? It's a matter of making sure na these people who did, it was not their fault na nagkaroon ng pandemic, suddenly has nothing to do. Di ba? So now it's upon leadership to figure out how do we give this person some work that will still benefit everybody. And we were able to work something out. Okay, trial and error there. So engagement, connectivity, yung Wi-Fi, yung gadgets, yung electronics, all of that, that's just superficial. What's really important is the will of leadership to find something for the people who cannot have it, to do something. That leads to another word that you hear a lot of times. And that word I want to share now is trust. Bakit trust, Mark? Eh kasi nga, di ba, during the height of the pandemic, naalala niyo siguro yan. You probably even remember where you were when that hard lockdown was passed in March. And I remember, kasi of course, it's parang, wow, this is something new. Pero niisip namin, wala, this is something passing lang. Baka parang bagyo, di ba? Okay na yan, a few weeks, a few months, okay lang yan. But then, of course, this is a whole different thing. And then it's been going around even before March. So medyo alam mo na medyo seryoso to. So everybody was in panic, everybody was afraid, even me. Pero one thing about being a leader is that even if you're afraid, you still have to be a leader. You can't run away from that. So, afraid as I was and uncertain as the times were, I had to do something. And since I couldn't be with my people physically, what I did was I recorded a video. So I recorded a video that was about 2 weeks after the March lockdown, so mga end of March. And I released it for the benefit of my people, but I also released it for the benefit of our clients, right? So I'm going to share with you this quick 1-minute video. And please let me know if you don't hear the sound, but I think it should play properly. If you don't hear the sound, just chat it in, and then I will stop it and repeat it na lang. Okay? So again, this video I released around end of March 2020, and I just want you to listen a little bit.
Hello, my name is Mark Saw. Our business, like any other business, is centered around people. We provide live seminars. Problema, may pandemic ngayon at kailangan ng social distancing. Kaya katulad ng karamihan, imbis na makapag-operate, kailangan mag-quarantine na lang muna. At dahil dyan, zero ang sales namin for 2 weeks na and counting. Kung ganyan ka din, hindi ka nag-iisa. However, and this is my message, kahit gaano kahirap pa ang sitwasyon ngayon, we will survive this. 17 years old na ang Businessmaker. We've had our share of successes and failures. There were times when we didn't even know if we would survive. But we did. In every instance, good times and bad, it was always with my people. Madalas, ang crisis namin noon ay dahil sa mga tao namin. Sakit ng ulo ang pag-manage ng tao, di ba? But I learned. And I took care of my people, and in time, those people stayed with me, and they took care of the business. Ngayon, may malaking crisis, perhaps the biggest crisis that humanity is facing. How do we survive this now? Protect your people, financially and emotionally. If your people survive, your business survives. Kaya ang game plan namin, 3 steps lang. 1. Stretch the cash that you have for as long as you can para mabigyan ng sweldo, allowance, or loans ang mga tao. Communicate all that you do to them so that they know at para hindi sila matakot. 2. Lift their spirits every day. Keep your people busy and productive during this time. Spend the time to text or call all of your people. Keep them company and try to spread positivity in these negative times. Remember, hope starts with you. Last, pray hard that this pandemic is over soon. God willing, lilipas din to, and we will all prevail together.
So I hope the sound played properly. I think it did naman, no? And I hope that message came across also to you. And I said that, I created that based on how I was feeling. And just to let you know, no, one other thing about leadership and one other thing about success, if not leadership, is the ability to express what you feel inside and the ability to communicate that to the people that matter, right? So as leaders, building trust and building connection starts with what is really inside of you and being able to share that and communicate that in a way that is really authentic. And it was, and it still is. Now, having said that,
Hello.
regardless of what happens, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's a small incident, there will be many of them down the road. And in all circumstances, everybody, all people, will have resistance to change. Even me, even us leaders, we are resisting change if we don't have to. Diba? There's an old saying, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? We want to stay the status quo as much as possible all the time. But you see, that's the thing. During these, especially during this pandemic where there's massive change that is beyond your control, your people are frightened and your people need leadership. But you see, there will always be resistance to change. But if people trust each other and the leader, they will resist less. Now, I'm not going to say they're not going to resist at all. There will still be resistance and there will still be doubt and there will still be fear. But you have to take, as a leader, you have to take the first step to allay those fears by communicating and expressing what's in your heart. However, ito rin nangyayari. Most leaders who also have the gift of gab, who are able to communicate very well, usually leave it there. So I'm here to say that even if you have motivational talks, even if you have pep rallies, words are not enough. You see, words are not enough. What do you need in leadership to maintain that connection, to maintain that authenticity, and to, evoke engagement? And while a lot of you say you are engaged right now, if you are not able to sustain that engagement, you're not really engaged. You're engaged for the moment. I'm talking about how do we engage for the long term, right? So words are not enough. What do you need? You need this one word, integrity. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng integrity? O, sa Tagalog, gawin mo sinabi mo. A promise is a promise. Your word is your word. If you say you're going to do something, do something. If you remember the video, I had a game plan. Number one was stretch your cash and make sure that all your people have the cash to survive this kasi lockdown. And then everybody was panicking. Wala pa yung mga Grab pabili, di ba? It was just starting. Tapos nung nag-start nga, ang hirap pa, ang daming mga hindi natutuloy. So the first part was we had to make sure to stretch enough cash because no sales were coming in for several weeks. But we made it a priority to make sure that everybody had, right? And we had to make some drastic measures as well there, right? And number two is to communicate to them every day, no? And to be able to safeguard them and kailangan you have to contact them, communicate with them, and we did that. In fact, not just to my staff, I also started calling our partners and friends, and just having a phone call made all the difference in the world, not just for them but also for me, because at least I know they're safe and they're secure, and that meant a lot. And that comes from, if it comes from the heart, it would really mean a lot. And then the third thing is, sabi ko sa game plan, pray. Pray that it happens, the pandemic passes us soon. And until today, hindi pa naman tapos yung pandemic, but until today, every night, me and my family, my kids, we pray for everybody, for our whole families, our partners, our friends, our staff, and their families, and that they be safe from the coronavirus. So that's something, and they see it. If you do what you say, this is integrity from leader to team, right? But that's not enough. Leader to team, of course, that's a given. A leader has to show compassion. A leader has to really, walk the talk. But then there's another facet of integrity that you have to, as a leader, worry about and monitor and supervise and be a referee. And what is that? Integrity between team to team. So it's important that you understand that you have a living organization. A living organization basically have people involved. And sabi ko nga sa video rin kanina, sakit ng ulo pag manage ng tao, di ba? But I learned. And you have to intervene from time to time. And dito papasok yung leadership role na you have to make tough decisions sometimes. Kasi nga, this pandemic also revealed the posers from the doers. And so, if for example, yung mga posers lang, yung talagang kunwari okay sila, pero nalaman mo na hindi naman sila sumusunod sa sinasabi nila. Nagsasabi sila ng ganito, pero pagkatalikod wala, di ba? Papel, I mean, walang laman. It's time for you to make the tough decision. And again, no, that burden of disciplining employees to the point of maybe expelling them, right, is something that you have to make sure. So integrity is not just leader to team, it's also team to team. Kung ano sinabi mo sa colleague mo, gawin mo, right? Now, that's the first two, no? Hindi pa tapos yan eh. Integrity goes to the third level. And what is the third level? And that is integrity to ourselves. So I'll share this, I shared this morning, but I'll share it again. Everybody, I think, knows Gandhi, right? So as you know, he's a revered kind of figure. And then one day, a mom wanted to meet him and ask him to help her son because her son is a sugar addict. Mahilig masyado sa sweets. Kain ng sweets. So takot yung nanay na magka-diabetes yung anak. So she was able to finally get an audience with Gandhi, and she asked Gandhi, I would just like to ask that you talk to my son so that he stops eating sugar because it's already bad for his health. So Gandhi looks at the mom and looks at the son and then tells the mom, okay, come back to me after 1 week. So the mom said, oh, baka may prepare siya na speech na napaka-motivating. Sige. So she went back after a week. And finally, she got in front of Gandhi, and then this is what Gandhi said. Oh, yeah, you. He looked at the mom, he looked at the son, and then all he said to the son is, stop eating sugar, okay? And that was it. And then the mom said, why did I have to come back after a week when all you would have said was just stop eating sugar? You could have said that the first time. And you know what Gandhi said? Because last week when you approached me, I was still eating sugar. So I could not tell your son to stop eating sugar. So it needed a week for me to get off sugar as well. Point of the story is this. If you do not have integrity in you, it's kind of hard to do the first two. Because remember this, you cannot give what you do not have. Remember that. You cannot give what you do not have. And so integrity, guys. Gawin mo, sinabi mo. And maging personal din ako konti, no? This is also the reason why my wife married me. Aside from me being super handsome, loko lang. Well, totoo. Pero yung point there is, my wife said out of everybody that she has dated, she finds me with a lot of integrity. And I pride myself in that, right? And I'm sure you as leaders in your organizations, you have integrity too. Let that shine. And there will be tough calls. Additional kwento lang, no? Once my staff that I was mentoring asked me or told me she has a problem. Ito na yun, team to team. She has a friend in the organization, and then she said na nakikita niya ang daming ginagawang mga, you know, not recommended or frowned upon by the organization. So, but she's the best friend. But she's conflicted kasi she's loyal to management, but she's also loyal to her friend. So what should she do? I said, and I sat her down. I said, listen to me. Don't be loyal to me. Don't be loyal to the company. Don't be loyal to your friend. Be loyal to doing what is right. And having said that, that will be the guiding light. Integrity is about what you believe is right, no matter how hard it is. That's basically the guiding light. Because if you have integrity, then that is the cornerstone for trust. And trust is the cornerstone for building meaningful engagements. Okay ba tayo? Now, sabi ko nga kanina, no? The second part there is being able to have communication, clear communication. So, ito yung ano eh, sabi ko you can be a very good communicator. And here's where other leaders do it. So they have very, very clear, very, very good communication, very, very certain goals. Like I'm sure you ask your boss, he knows exactly, he has vision. She or he has vision about how the company will be 5 years from now, what the company's targets are. He's very certain. So much so that when he asks you, oh, kakayanin ba natin to? So sabi niya, this is my vision. Tapos he'll go back to you. He's like, oh, kakayanin ba na to? Ba natin to? Ikaw naman, syempre, you're infected, you're motivated. Eh syempre also, konting ano rin, pasikat rin. Yes, boss, kakayanin ko to. Kakayanin natin to, boss. Yay! Ikaw maging cheerleader ka, di ba? And that's good. To have a great positive attitude is good. Diba? E paano pagbalikan ka ng boss mo? Kakayanin? Paano? Kasi that's a lot of times we have this great attitude, great mindset na binigyan tayo ng Herculean task or binigyan tayo ng vision. The first response should have to be a good, positive attitude towards it, right? And that's good. And never lose that. Pero missing eh. Papaano? Yeah, when we had a GA, we had a GA January of this year to start this year, 2021. Kasi 2021, napakapangit, di ba? So 2021, gumanda na ng konti. We had a meeting. And then they said, okay, sabi ko, these are what we're going to do. These are the vision, this is the vision and stuff. Kakayanin ba? Everyone said, kakayanin. Well, that's good to have. Papaano? So I made a role. Papaano mo gagawin yan? So not to put anybody down, but to prove a point na most of the time, we let our attitude, our good positive attitude just carry us through the day. That's not enough. Now I want to make sure you understand this. There's a difference between being certain and being clear. So being certain is, alam mo kung anong gusto mo mangyari. Alam mo yung end result. But are you clear about how to get there? Ang missing kasi, plano. You need to have a clear-cut plan, step by step, on how you're going to achieve these goals para pag sinabing, kakayanin ko to, boss, authentic. Kasi alam mo, kakayanin kasi may plan ka, may game plan ka. Now, it's not going to be perfect. Your game plan won't be perfect, but it's clear. You itemize, okay, ito's first step natin. So for the first few weeks, ito gagawin natin. Pack. And then we will evaluate all throughout these weeks kung kailangan natin mag-adjust, right? Pero may plano tayo. And kung hindi yan, kung pumalpak yan, may plan B tayo. Ayan, may certainty and may clarity na. So, which means kailangan may planning. Tama ba? So, that's where kapag sinabi ni boss ganito, tapos everybody's in agreement, if-follow up mo with the plan. But the plan has to also be inclusive. Ito na. So, inclusive planning, what does that mean? Well, inclusive planning means ito you have to set up, ito ang pinaka-importante sa inclusive planning. You first have to set up what I call safe zones. What's a safe zone? Have you ever experienced na gusto mo mag-suggest, tapos biglang you're shut down, your idea is shut down and mocked? Ay, hindi uubra yan, wag na, tumahimik ka na. Hindi safe zone yun, toxic zone yun. Tapos parang ikaw, next time na tinanong ka ng kung sino man, kung ano yung suggestion mo, ayaw mo na mag-umimik kasi alam mong masusupalpal ka lang, right? A safe zone means you really have to have an open mind and an open heart to the suggestions. And nothing is bad. Everybody is just contributing. So when we say inclusive planning, I want you to remember creating a safe zone. Ito, konting kwento lang. So, schooling, pre-pandemic, di ba? I have a daughter and I have a son. They're just in grade school, but the school of my daughter is very different from the school of my son. Exclusive schools yun, right? Exclusive girl, exclusive boy. But the way they treat the girls' school is this. Very encouraging. They make a mistake, okay lang yan, try again. Yes, you can do it, you can do it. This is traditional big school, traditional big school. And then my son naman, who's in a very exclusive boys' school, prestigious, I don't want to say which one anymore. Ang dating naman sa kanila, you make a mistake, ulitin mo yan. You are not making the cut. Yung parang elitista, yung ganyan. Who do you think is thriving? My daughter is thriving. My son is now becoming insecure. You see, that's the thing, no? If you want engagement, it also goes with how you conduct your meetings, your planning, your brainstorming. Are you really including them? Or are you shooting down the idea all the time? Tapos sabihin mo, talaga naman pangit yung idea nila eh. Okay, teka. You have to sit back first, step back, and then you have to start reevaluating how you approach it, right? Kasi back in the day, when I say back in the day, no, before the internet, before everything else, the way that leadership ran was command and control. I'm the leader, I'm in command, I'm in control. Everybody just follow, right? today, with the internet and the openness of information, the data that's all around us, it's very easy to get the information that you have, and it's very easy to spot fakes from not. So what I'm trying to say is this: you have to now start changing. If you're still that way, yung command and control mode mindset ka, you might be repelling unwittingly, not consciously, but unwittingly, the people that would like to help you the most, right? Now, inclusive planning, sabi ko nga kanina, you plan and then you have to execute. So inclusive execution as well. So when I say inclusive execution, like kanina sa video, sabi ko, you stretch the cash. You know what we did? We slashed salaries across the board, including mine. We were one with them. We were one with everybody, right? Being an inclusive leader means you are there with them in the trenches. And what you're asking them to do, you have to be able to do yourself. If you cannot do that, you have no right to ask them to do the same thing. At least that's my point of view. Tama ba? So, ito, may tanong din ako, isa pa. So, in the chat, titingnan ko yung mga chat ninyo. Ito, tatanungin ko. Simple question lang. Walang mali siya, no context. What would you rather have as a leader? Would you rather have a lot of fans or a lot of friends? Ulitin ko would you like to have a lot of fans or would you like to have a lot of friends? Sige, ilagay nyo sa chat para makita ko kung nakikinig pa kayo. Baka tulog na kayo eh. Ayun, a lot of friends, a lot of friends. May konting fan, a lot, very good, overwhelming friends, di ba? Very good, very good. May konting fan, excellent. So, keep it coming, tutuloy ko lang, no? Sabi, both, very good. There's an old saying kasi, I don't know if you've heard of it, na, it's not a saying, but the belief na, if you're the boss, if you're the leader, don't make friends with your staff. Mahirap yan eh. Don't make friends with your staff. I mean, loaded yung ano na yan. Pero ito lang sabihin ko, no? Times have changed. But it's not being friend na buddy-buddy na best friends kayo. It's not about that. When I say being friends, it's about learning to let go of your idea that you are above reproach, that you are above everyone else. Ito hindi, it's not against anybody, but you know, the old days, parang I'm the leader, respect me, right? Especially in Asia, where nagsasir tayong lahat, di ba? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, pag ganyan ang nangyari, you kind of add many layers between you and them para, wow, si boss, di maabot yan, but let's respect him or her, di ba? And as a result, if you do good and you're motivational, you get a lot of fans. But you see, that's the problem. Is it about that? A lot of people say leadership, that's why leadership is a lonely job. That also means that there's so much room at the top. Ikaw, nahihirapan ka bilang leader kasi lahat nakasalalay sa'yo. E di humingi ka ng tulong. Create new leaders. Create more leaders because there's so much room at the top. Make sense? So that's me. That's why I asked, do you want fans or friends? And I'm glad to see that a lot of people, you said friends. If you want friends, you have to remove the gap or the layers between you and your people. Now, how do you do that, Mark? I'm not talking about organizational hierarchy, removing of anything that I'm talking about something that is more intangible, but something that is very important. First, no, I want you to remember this. Sabi ko, inclusive planning, no? Get people involved, but the leader has to still steer the ship. She or he still has to make the final decision. But you have to take into consideration their points of view because they are entrusting their future to you. So that's the first part. But how do you remove the layers? You have to also make sure they know you have to make them realize that you are also entrusting your future to them as well. It's that vulnerability that a lot of leaders feel very awkward in doing. They feel na ayoko nga, I don't wanna make them see my vulnerable side. Baka they walk all over me. Well, if you think that way, they might walk all over you. They will. But if you think that they will see me as a human being, as a leader who cares for them, it's just that I'm in a position where I can actually uh, help them, with their career, with their life, and I'm just a steward. But they have to know that I also make mistakes. Then you're removing the gap, and guess what? You're also trusting them. You're trusting them to take you seriously and not as someone na hindi maabot, but someone who is real and authentic. Easier said than done? Maybe. You know what's preventing most of the leaders to do that? Because they're operating on the wrong assumption. What's the wrong assumption? They're assuming people don't already know. People already know your flaws. They're just waiting for you to admit it and be man about it and be big about it. So my point here is this. When I talk about inclusivity, guys, you have to be inclusive. Pero yun nga, hindi yung bagong hire, you bare your soul. Huwag naman ganyan. Mamaya matakot yan, umalis na talaga. You bare your soul to people that you trust and people that you are growing to be your fellow leaders here at the top. Because you cannot have fans as leaders. But friends, true friends, can really be your leaders. Okay na, okay pa ba tayo? So hindi ko na nababasa yung mga chat, no? But if you have questions, type it in and we'll answer that later, no? Let's move on. I would say this. This is another universal truth. Everybody in this world, well, majority, including leaders like myself, we're insecure. We have an insecurity no matter what. And that's also why people become leaders, is because majority are not confident enough. They feel that they're not confident enough to lead. So therefore, ikaw na lang. Ikaw na lang maging leader. Sige, ikaw na. Di ba? Ikaw naman, minsan no choice. Pero madalas, you want it for the prestige or the power or what have you. Okay? So, here's the other thing. You want to get engagement, you have to start with confidence building. Babalik ako dito, no? Sa girls' school and the boys' school. My daughter's school and my son's school. The difference nga, this one is a safe zone, di ba? This one is a toxic zone. You know what the main difference there? The safe zone encourages confidence. It builds it. The toxic zone encourages insecurity. So how do you start building confidence in your people? Well, number one, you have to have the intention of helping your people first. I mean, you cannot deny that, right? Now, you might be saying, "Oh, napaka-selfless mo naman." It's not about being selfless. There's another thing I want you to remember, a universal truth. No act in this world is ever selfless. Let me repeat that. No act in this world is ever selfless. There is always an underlying motive behind it. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go religious or anything else. I just want to state this for the fact. There's a movie that I watched a long time ago. Maybe you know it's an old movie by Brad Pitt. Meet Joe Black. Okay, Meet Joe Black. And then there's this line there that he met the girl for the first time, but before that, he was talking on the phone, I think with his sister or something like that. And then the girl was amazed because the guy was very, very encouraging and loving towards his sister. Or, ano. And then sabi niya, I don't, it's refreshing to see that there's someone who is like that still. I mean, for men to be very loving and expressive and stuff. And you know what Meet Joe Black said, Brad Pitt, before he was, um, taken over by the spirit of death. Um, he said, well, what's wrong with that? If I take care of a girl with all my heart and soul, I'd rather do that because I know when the time comes, that girl will take care of me, heart and soul. Of course, might not happen, might be just wishful thinking. Pero with that kind of mindset, it's not about a selfless act. It's about, of course, expecting something still in return. Tama? But in this case, let me just say this. The reason why I help my people grow my leadership is so that when I am going to retire, I can leave the business in good hands. Now, that's not selfless. I have a motive. But is the motive bad? Not really. So when I say you have to have the intention of helping your people first, there has to be a motive behind it. But the thing is, the motive is not evil. The motive has to be win-win, right? Now, as I said, no, you build leaders, not followers. And when I said this, a lot of people, some people reacted. Mark, di ba? They say, too many cooks spoil the broth. Sabi ko, yes, that's true, but it depends on your definition of what the leader is. Kung ang definition ng leader mo is taga-utos, utosero ng utosero, don niya, don, o kaya talagang grabe, di ba? Facundo, handain mo na ang aking almusal. kung ganyan ka, then, too many cooks spoil the broth. But if your definition of leadership is servitude, serving the organization, serving your fellow colleagues, serving your team, serving the clients, wouldn't you want to have more of those? It depends on how you bring them up, how you grow them. And so if you already tell them, I'm going to grow you as a leader, we will do this together, and I will teach you what I know, and I hopefully will transform you, not just for the company, but for betterment, diba? I think they will love that. And that's where you instill your confidence in them. Now, exactly how do you instill confidence in someone? Well, the word here that we're looking for is proper delegation. Now, let me clarify what delegation really means. When we hear the word delegation, palaging naiisip natin, sige, ikaw na gumawa nito kasi busy ako. Get back to me after that. Dapat maganda yung resulta. Okay, if that's your definition of delegation, you might be looking at abdication, not delegation. Now, abdication is magbitaw sa tungkulin. In other words, in-outsource mo, right? Ang delegation, ibig sabihin yan, sige, gawin natin to together, especially if it's the first time, right? Gawin natin to together. Kung madapa tayo, pero matuto tayo, ha? Do it. O sige, naintindihan mo, paano natin ginawa yan? Okay, very good. Okay, you do it some more. Together, you do it some more together, until finally nakita mo na okay, mukhang alam na natin, may sistema na tayo, di ba? And then slowly, you let the person start handling it little by little, more and more by him or herself. Now, that definition of delegation is very expensive to a lot of people because they think, kung pareho kaming gagawa, bakit ko pa dinelegate? Ako na lang gagawa. You see, that's the burden of leadership. Leadership is not about you doing the task all the time. It's about you teaching other people to do the task as best as they can and let them shine. That's what leadership is about. Now, if you slowly say, okay, kaya mo na to. Pero mamaya, babalik ako for the second part. Okay? Now, while I'm gone, ask me, I'm just a Viber call away. Yan. You know how the person feels? Hindi siya iniwanan. E nandiyan ka pa rin. And may confidence pa rin yan. Tama? See, confidence is a very important factor. Balik tayo, no? Girls' school, boys' school. My girl has become very, very confident. My boy, during that time, was very insecure. So I had to now help my boy. And I'm glad to say, my boy is, getting better. Bakit? I pulled them out from both schools. Nag-homeschool na lang sila kasi pandemic. Anyway, that's beside the point, right? So you let their confidence grow with the results that they make. Ito ang sinasabi ko sa staff ko, sa mga tao ko. When we do something, let's say an event, before the event, I text all of them. Everything that goes wrong in this event, it's my fault. But everything that goes right, it's your success. So go out there and don't be afraid. I'm here. Sasaluhin ko kayo. Go and make it the best you can. And every single time, the project ends up as a success. And I really congratulate them. And once that happens, you see their faces light up and you see them really grow and become, kaya ko pala to eh. Diba? Kaya ko pala. Oo naman, kaya mo naman talaga. And that's why I trust all of you. See, babalik tayo sa word na trust eh. That's why I trust all of you. And they in turn, they start trusting themselves. But be sure to be there every step of the way. Be there every step of the way because what you're going to reap afterwards is fantastic. You know what it is? It's not about more sales, not about that. That's important. But you know what's the most fantastic part about this situation? You develop gratitude for each other. And when you develop gratitude for each other, oh my God, engagement will be through the roof, organic, and you don't have to have gadgets. Di ka na kailangan magpasayaw, magpa-games. And it's just raw, deep human connection. So ito na. In summary, ang dami natin pag-usapan. Summary na. Last slide ko na to. Okay pa ba kayo? Babasahin ko yung mga chat saka questions nyo. No? But here's how you maintain and sustain engagement. People engage when there is one, integrity and trust. Not just leader to team to team, and leader to himself. Clear communication, an inclusive plan, confidence, which produces results, and most importantly, gratitude. Me and my team, we operate on gratitude every single day, even during this pandemic. And gratitude is what keeps us together. My hope is that you bring that gratitude back to your organizations, to your boss, to your subordinates, to your colleagues, and operate on that and maintain engagement organically. Having said that, it's been a pleasure and I hope that you have learned. Thank you very much. And by the way, if you want to hear more from me or any of my trainers, please feel free to take a snapshot. Give us a call, Businessmaker Academy. We're an accredited training provider of the Civil Service Commission, PRC, and PhilGEPS. So having said that, this is the end of my session. I think we're going to the Q&A. Sorry if I took more time than usual, but I hope I'm on time. Charm, I'm leaving it now to you. I'll stop share now.
Right. Thank you so much, Sir Mark, for that very valuable discussion. I am very sure ng ating mga attendees ay maraming nakuhang, nuggets of wisdom from your presentation. So now, we will be going sa ating Q&A and meron tayong may mga questions tayo dito. And I think I have here one. I will be reading this, ha? All right. So, as a subordinate, How do you deal with a superior or leader that likes to keep it all the work and not delegate work to others? Wow. So no, as a subordinate, even if I'm eager to learn and willing to do the work, I feel that I am unable to grow because of a situation like this.
Okay, very good. Good question. Excellent question. Here's how I would say this now. If your leader always does everything by him or herself, I want you to know this. He's doing it right. Now, hear me out. He's doing it right, pero he's doing it incomplete. Ibig sabihin yan, the first step to real delegation is that your boss or your leader has to know exactly the outcome that he or she wants. That's why he or she does it himself or herself. Yan yung first part. So kung na-master na yan, you have to now approach your leader this way. Boss, nakita ko you're very, very good at what you do. And I know that you have the mindset of, para mabilis, ako nagagawa, right? Pero boss, I want you to understand, we care also for you. We also want you to be able to relax a little bit. So if you don't mind, I'm offering myself. I can help you with small pieces of it. And then you can supervise me and I will really help you. And then, pwede mong sabihin sa boss mo ganito, boss, I can tell you one truth. I can assure you this. I know that whatever I will do will never be exactly the way you want it done. I know that. That's a fact. But boss, I can assure you, it might not be exactly the same, but I will do my best to make it as good, if not even better, my way. Ang boss kasi, ang hinihintay niyan is for you to step in and to risk a little bit, show your skin a little bit. Kapag napakita mo yan sa boss mo, na you're willing to take a little bit more responsibility and risk, sa totoo lang, matutuwa yan sa'yo. Believe me, matutuwa yan. So, the first step is you have to take that risk and ask your boss for you to help him or her. Okay? So, I hope that works. I hope that makes sense to you, right? Okay.
Yun. Thank you so much, Sir Mark, for answering that. Dito din from Miss Cleo Castillo, and sabi niya in the chat box, I am a subordinate. I feel that I shine sometimes, but sometimes fail. I am a bit hesitant to inform my leader. So now, if in time I will be the leader, how to handle those situations?
Embrace your feelings and be able to express it and learn to communicate it properly. As I said, this world is changing. And just a little side story, my kids, they are 10 and 9 years old, respectively. My girl is 10, my boy is 9. And then every night, as much as possible, I ask them how they feel today. And it's not just, oh, I'm okay. We go deeper, especially if I see that they're kind of in a different place. And I tell them, and what I'm telling you now, the most important thing for you to learn is to be able to understand how you feel, even if you don't seem to understand it. But more importantly, be able to voice it out, be able to express it, and find someone who will listen. And that's why when you reach your teen years, don't forget, mom and dad are here for you. And you can always call us and talk to us. Now, while I mentioned family, that's where everything starts. So what you learn in your family, you bring to work. Now, if that is not the culture in your family, that is the culture that is needed now in this day and age. Learn to express how you feel. But sa una pa lang, maraming palpak yan. You might be oversharing or you might be undersharing, but you will never be able to get it right until you practice. Find someone, a confidant that you can talk to about. And then pag medyo praktisado ka na, then you start branching out to other people and maybe your boss and maybe your subordinates. Sabi ko nga, di ba? Ano ba gusto mo? Fans or friends? Go for friends. Okay?
Yeah.
Sige.
Perfect.
I hope that helps. Okay, continue.
Love it. Thank you, Sir Mark. Okay, so we have another one from Miss Pearl Samonte, and she said, "Thank you for the very informative and truthful talk. I delegated work. I helped my staff through it. I boosted their confidence, but sadly, it did not work out. We are on work from home, so they do not really reply to emails, submit reports late. What went wrong? Is it me? I try to be a friend to them. I try to be the boss. Nothing seems to work. What to do?"
Very good. Thank you very much for that, Pearl. If you remember what I said here, no, at the start, um, being a leader requires also not that you accommodate all the time, but you also have to make tough decisions. You have to use everything in your arsenal. So there is being a friend, there is being understanding, there is being accommodating, but there is also this one tool that you should also use properly, and that is fear. Fear.
Mhm.
If they're not doing that, that means they're violating policies. If they're violating policies, then there has to be employee discipline. You see, another movie I want to share now. I don't know if you've watched this. This is Inside Out by Disney, right?
Love that.
I'll get back to Disney. Pero here's what I want to say. There's a difference between having a happy environment, happy work environment versus a healthy work environment. Everybody thinks we have to have a happy working environment. Everybody's happy, no conflict. Sige, basta pag may konti lang, sige, let it be, di ba? Let it be. No, you have to have a healthy environment. What does healthy mean? Healthy means this. Minsan may pagalit ka kasi kailangan. If I was a parent and happy lang yung household namin, kawawa mga anak ko. I get angry and I scold them and I punish my children too, right? Because that's how people grow. So balik ako sa movie. Ano ba yung end lesson ng movie ng Inside Out? The lesson there is you cannot find true joy without a little sadness. So make sure to use all the tools in your arsenal. Fear is one of them, but use it properly and use it with the guidelines of HR. Diba? I hope that helped, Pearl.
Yes, yay. Thank you, Sir Mark, for that. And our last question for our Q&A. This is from Leroy Florendo.
Sure.
I closely work with the managing director of the firm. Wow, gaano ka close. How can we separate our personal relationship and working relationship? We run our own firm.
So sorry, yeah, let's clarify. Are you involved with this person, like wife or friends lang talaga? Brothers. Okay. Well, I can relate this. I'm the chairman and CEO of Businessmaker. My wife is the president. So of course we're not brother and sister, we're husband and wife. So it's kind of like the same thing. Not exactly, but it's the same thing. All I can say this is this. You have to now, it would be hypocritical for me to say you separate the business side of you from the personal side. You can't. You embrace it. You're brothers. You cannot do anything about that. You're in business together. You cannot do anything about that. Embrace it.
Mhm.
But as much as possible, make sure that when you argue about business, okay, and you include your personal biases in it, in the end, both of you are working to solve a problem, not to tear each other apart. I had to learn that the hard way. Ilang beses na akong outside the kulambo. Pero it's like this eh. You know, sabi ko nga sa start, sino ba mag-a-adjust? Siya ba o ako? 'Di ba? Eh ako, madali yan. For a man, palagi the man. The man has to adjust for the wife. Pero kayo brothers eh. So you basically have to now, you know, settle on this. Do what is right for everybody. Not for your personal egos, but for everyone. Easier said than done, and it might take years, but if you have the will, go for it. You have to now see each other as you are, and you don't separate personality from business, because let's face it, you don't that's not realistic. Embrace who you guys are and work together so that you work for a common goal. Be loyal to doing what is right. I hope
Love
that
it.
helped you, Leroy. Uh, there's so many questions. I love it, but I think we have to go with the other speaker, right, Charm? Charm, I leave it to you.
It's okay, Sir Mark. Yeah, so sa ating mga additional questions, guys, you can still send in your follow-up questions at the Q&A tab, and Sir Mark would be able to answer that for you from the back end. All right. So once again, thank you so much, Sir Mark. We have learned a lot from you.
Very welcome. Thank you, guys. I'll try to answer this. I'll type in the answers the best I can while we listen to our fantastic next speaker, who's a
Yes.
personal friend of mine as well, si Tim. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you. I'll be here.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Mark. All right. So now, guys, we will be moving forward sa ating napaka-exciting na session, which is the raffle. All right. So I hope ready na kayo. And please remember my instruction kanina, do type #malasakit when you see your name being flashed in the screen. All right. So here is our online roulette. Let's do this. Congratulations, our first winner is Lynn Cruz. Cruz? Ayan, Lynn Cruz. And so, Lynn, if you're here, please do type in #malasakit. I'll be counting 5 seconds. 5, 4, ayun, napaka-alert ni Miss Lynn. Congratulations, you just won yourself 2,000 pesos GCash. All right, so our admin team will be reaching out to you on how to claim that. Next winner, please. Next, we have Binky Ledad. Binky? Miss Binky, are you here? Please do type #malasakit in the chat box. I'll be giving you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, ayun siya. Yes. Nakahabol. Alert to Miss Benki. Ayan. So congratulations sa ating mga winners sa ating first round ng ating raffle draw. Ayan. Meron pa tayo mamaya. So I hope you guys are, will be staying still sa ating session. So congratulations. Our admin team will be reaching out to you on how you guys can claim your GCash prizes. All right. So now we will be moving on sa ating second part of our discussion. So our second speaker for today, he will be highlighting Globe's business continuity initiatives and how you guys, our attendees, would be able to apply this to your work and into your company in general. So everyone, let's all welcome Mr. Tim Enato.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this session. This is the second session for today, I believe. And thank you, Sir Mark, for that very wonderful presentation that you gave earlier. So there are some parts that I'm able to relate as well. So yeah, so let me just share my screen. So there, can everyone see my screen already? All right. So today I'll be talking about business continuity and how it could help our companies thrive during this pandemic. So we want to be able to share with you guys some insights that we've gathered through this pandemic. So again, I would like to introduce myself. I am Timothy Hanato. I am the Business Development Manager for Globe Business. I'm handling some industries including education, real estate, healthcare, and the tourism sectors. So first is, what is a business continuity plan? So a business continuity plan is the strategic and tactical capability of an organization to plan and respond to incidents that happen to the business. So the key aspects are what we want to achieve from a business continuity plan is, of course, high availability. So yung availability po ng mga files natin once nag-work from home tayo, yung accessibility ng mga important documents natin. And next is, of course, continuous operation. So we have to make sure that even through the pandemic or kahit anong disaster po na mangyari, we are able to operate still. And of course, yung pinaka-extreme natin is, of course, yung disaster recovery. We want to help our clients be able to recover if may mangyari man na disaster. So what is business continuity? So this is to illustrate lang the strategic and tactical capability, no? So suppose this is your company. So normal operations tayo, and then boom, bigla na lang nagka-incident. So yung incident na yon, for now, let's say it's the pandemic. So of course, nagkaroon ng business disruption. So like what Sir Mark said kanina, some companies won't be making any money in a few weeks, 2 weeks, until maka-adapt or mag-normalize yung situation. So, of course, we have the incident response period. So ito yung dito natin is-stretch yung cash na meron tayo. And then from there, we want to be able to recover critical functions. So depende yan sa priority ng business natin kung ano ba yung mga critical functions that we want to recover agad. And then we go to a level of acceptable level na siya. So acceptable level naman, ito na yung medyo nakakabawi na tayo, medyo may times na nakita, may times na break even or minimal na yung losses natin. And then from there, this is where we gain the momentum to return to normal operations or the new normal operations once we adapt to whatever the situation is. And then now we go back to normal operations, but with different styles of implementation. So business continuity is the recovery of business from any significant business disruptions. So yeah. So itong from incident response up to when we're making our way to the normal operations, ito yung maximum tolerable period of disruption. So depending on what your cash flow is, ito yung magiging acceptable level lang. Dito lang tayo dapat nag-work within. So pag lumagpas tayo, medyo mas mahirap nang maka-recover. So ano ba yung aspects of business continuity planning? So first, there is risk assessment. So sa risk assessment, it's the evaluation of the company's risk and exposures. So this is to start para titingnan natin ano ba yung mga areas wherein we have to be more prepared. Ano ba yung mga kailangan natin i-prioritize na areas. And then next is the business impact analysis. So recovery assumptions will be under this. And then ito na identifying critical business processes and workflows. Dito natin malalaman kung ano ba yung pinakakailangan natin to at least maintain a certain level of operations. And then next is strategy and planning. So ito na yung pag-synthesize ng risk assessment and ng business impact analysis. So ito na yung ni-review na natin yung plan. Ito na kung sino yung mga important key stakeholders to finalize and distribute. Sino ba yung mga tao who will be held responsible for certain tasks to ensure na yung business natin is tumatakbo pa rin. And then the measure is conducting periodic tabletop and simulation exercises. So ito yung titignan natin na what if may mangyari ulit na disaster or magkaroon ulit ng pandemic, dito natin iti-test out yung mga plans na ginawa natin. So ano ba yung objective ng isang business continuity plan? Of course, first, we have to ensure yung safety ng employees natin and safety ng customers natin. Without our employees and customers, we wouldn't even have a business to begin with. So kailangan sila yung unahin natin, especially our employees. We have to make sure na they're in okay condition. Kailangan natin i-ensure na hindi sila nagsa-struggle. They're able to still meet yung mga deliverables sila, albeit we have to be a little more understanding for the first part as we start to recover. And then next is the continuity of key products and services. So ito yung mga kung ano yung service natin, paano natin i-ensure na makakapag-perform pa rin tayo sa mga deliverables natin to our customers. And syempre, we still need to comply with legal and regulatory obligations. So we have to keep communicating with the regulatory boards of our certain industries, of our certain businesses, para align tayo lahat with them. And then, of course, next is identifying and establishing critical public and private partnerships. Ito naman yung, again, pagpa-partner natin sa mga supplier natin, kung sino ba yung mga customers natin. We have to make sure na yung mga critical aspects of that area, on that area, marirecover din natin kaagad. And lastly, we still aim to delight our customers, especially during times of need. So, kailangan pa rin natin to ensure that our customers' needs are being met and our customers' needs are still being prioritized by the business. Kasi, again, without the customers, without any of these, mas mahihirapan tayo to run our business. So, but what if an incident strikes and has compromised the safety of our people? So, like with this pandemic, a lot of questions will arise. No? So, what will happen to us employees? What will happen to the company? Will we be able to survive this? Magsasara ba? Will I still have work after this? What will happen to the customers? Will we be able to serve them as well? And what will happen to the economy in general? So ano ba yung magiging effect nito sa Philippine economy? Ano magiging effect sa family ko, business natin, our employees? Yan. So ano ba yung mga disasters na pwede mag-strike? So since we are in the Philippines, there are a lot of man-made threats or natural threats that can endanger the lives of our people significantly. Ito yung magdi-disrupt ng delivery of our services to our customers, like natural threats or disasters. So magkakaroon tayo ng earthquakes. Yan. So sa Philippines, very common na ang earthquakes. We have typhoons, of course, here, flooding, volcanic eruptions like what happened to Taal last year and earlier also the last few months, and the loss of utilities, and now, of course, yung pandemic. So ito yung mga dangers that we are facing, no, na pwedeng mangyari sa atin. So where to start? So to answer this question, we have to understand it first. So ano ba yung mga steps na pwede natin i-take, enable for us to thrive in any situation na be it a pandemic, maging sa flooding ba yan or earthquakes. We have to know where to start. We have to know kung ano ba yung kailangan natin i-prioritize. So may nagkakaroon ng pain points, no? Even with this, especially for HR na department. So inability to access employee files, hindi natin alam paano natin kukontakin yung mga employees natin once may mangyari. Inability to easily collaborate with teammates. So pag nagwo-work tayo, paano ba ako makikipag-collaborate sa teammates ko? Paano namin ma-ensure na we still deliver what we need to deliver? Unable to access platforms that are on-premise, meaning yung mga platforms that we already have in the company, pero nagra-run siya in your office, like naka-server, mga on-premise na items. And unable to disperse payroll to employees. Sometimes nangyayari to, we still encounter some companies who do cash disbursements wherein the employees will have to go to the office to pick up their salaries and wages, which is not all the time accessible since madami tayong travel restrictions ngayon. Madaming naka-work from home, naka-rotational yung workforce nila. So sometimes, medyo na-relate ang pag-pick up nila ng kanilang sahod. So inefficiency also of keeping records ng employees natin. So, yeah. So we have digital tools to improve the resilience. No? So leveraging digital technology can help us plan and mitigate crises. And when they do occur, we can streamline operations and improve our response to the crisis. So first is we have communication channels. Next is we have cloud solutions for data backup and remote work setups. We also have the collaboration tools, and we have cashless disbursements and payment transfers. So to discuss further, ano ba yung importance ito? So why having the first part, the communication channels, why is it important to have multiple communication channels? So keep an open line of communication within your institution. Again, we have to ensure that our employees are doing good, our employees are okay. We have to check on them all the time para to keep the morale up. No? And the next is we are updated on the situation of our colleagues and staff. So kaya siya important. And we can ensure also that collaboration doesn't stop. No, in the event that we can't go to the office. Also, we have to keep our communication channels open para pag may questions yung mga customers natin, if they have to contact us, we can still reply to them, may be it SMS, chatting, emails, video conferencing. We have to make sure that all of these channels are open. Next is why is having cloud solutions relevant naman? So for cloud solutions, of course, we can access our data from anywhere, anytime. So anytime na nagwo-work from home kayo, your employees will have access to whatever data it is that they need or whatever file it is that they need. And then recover your data in the event of a disaster. So make your files still available once maka-recover na ulit. Like pag may nangyayaring disaster, we have to recover yung data natin, yung files natin are all safe in the cloud. So magiging accessible pa rin siya once we are back on our feet. So back up your company files and customer information to a secure server that is accessible 24/7. So this goes without saying na kailangan ng company files natin naka-backup, secure also because meron tayong mga very confidential information minsan na kinikip, especially sa side ng ating mga customers and also yung mga files ng ating mga employees. So with the cloud solutions, we can also access the systems from anywhere. So pag meron tayong mga platforms na nag-run on-premise, maybe we can have it hosted also on the cloud. Pwede natin patakbuhin sa cloud para in the event that we have to work from home again, meron pa rin tayong access to those softwares na ginagamit natin on a daily basis. Next up, we have the collaboration tools. Bakit nga ba importante ito? So again, it is very important to keep an open communication with your teammates. So work with your teammates on projects from anywhere. Have your approvers check yung mga immediate supervisors natin, mga leaders natin. They can also check your work, to check and comment on your work for approvals. So very important din to. We have to move fast, and pag remote working, it's not always the case. Minsan, it's hard to collaborate na you have to call each other all the time. You have to email each other all the time. But with the collaboration tools, we can access the same file at the same time. We can chat on that same file. So para aligned tayo lahat. And you can check on your team's availability for meetings and alignment. So you can just go to their calendar, check kung meron ba silang available time, if it's urgent. And you don't have to text them, call them pa para lang ma-confirm yung schedule nila. Next, of course, one of the most important ones is yung employee care solutions. So we have to make sure that we disburse our salaries and bonuses on time. So we have to make it accessible from anywhere to whoever is in charge. So kunyari yung HR head natin nag-disburse ng salaries ng employees natin, we have to make sure that na-access niya from anywhere yung database or yung solution. So that would be a good practice for us to have para yung employees natin will be paid, masusuportahan din nila yung mga kailangan nilang suportahan. And of course, we have to provide them with the ability to have consultations with medical professionals. So again, the pandemic nag-strike siya ng fear within the people, no? Madaming takot. So pag may nararamdaman, mahirap din pumunta sa hospital dahil because of what's happening. So madaming cases in certain cities wherein the hospitals are full. So hindi naman laging accessible na. So we have to make sure that we are able to give them the opportunity to check on themselves, to check on their health, both physical and mental. Kailangan natin to ensure that they have access to that also. So what are the key takeaways from this presentation? So being responsive to changes and addressing potential risk requires embracing digital transformation. So again, trajectory of the business world or MSMEs, papunta na rin naman sa digital. We just had to ramp it up. No, pinabilis siya ng pandemic. So kailangan naging mas mabilis yung response ng mga tao. So mas naging mabilis din ang digital transformation. So leveraging digital technology helps businesses adapt and provide better ways of dealing with disruption. So again, these technologies will help us, I think, dahil it's hard to recover once lumagpas na tayo dun sa mga tolerable period. So we have to act quick, we have to think fast kung paano natin matutulungan yung business natin. Next up, of course, is the time to understand how technology will play a critical role for your business success in the rapidly changing landscape. So again, if you don't know where to start, we from Globe, we can help you out. We can help you point out kung ano ba yung mga magiging priority natin dapat within the institutions or within the business. We are here to support all of you MSMEs. We're all in this together, especially now during this pandemic. We need each other more than ever. So tulong-tulong tayo. So again, Globe will be here to help you guys out. If you need anything, you can schedule sessions with us, one-on-one sessions with us para makita natin kung saan kami pwedeng makatulong. So again, it's Timothy Nato. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon. And God bless and stay safe, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, Sir Tim. I am very sure that everyone gained so much from your presentation. So alrighty, guys, the floor is now open sa inyong mga questions. If you have anything that you want to ask to Sir Tim, you can raise that sa ating Q&A tab, and we'd be happy to read that out for you. Ayan. So of course, I completely agree kay Sir Tim in terms of going digital, and lahat na ngayon actually online na eh. So communication, employee solutions, making sure that employees are being well taken care of, lahat na digital eh. So that being said, having the initiative, especially from the company, from the HR team, sobrang laking bagay, to help us thrive in this pandemic. Ayan. So guys, wag mahiya. If you have any questions, ayan, sabi ni Sir Aaron Castillo, thank you, Sir Tim, for that very informative presentation. Oh, diba? Thumbs up. Ganun. So if you have, of course, kung gusto nyo pang mag-react dyan, say thank you about the presentation, very much welcome sa ating chat box. Ayan. So of course, if you don't have any more questions, or if you do have, i-type lang po iyan sa ating Q&A tab. And yeah, Sir Tim would be happy to answer that for you from the back end as well. All right. So once again, Sir Tim, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Yes. All right. Ayan. Yes, I actually agree with Miss Pearl as well. This pandemic made us appreciate the cloud. Yes, the cloud that we all use, when we do remote work. napaka-helpful in storing data, getting to collaborate. Ayan, may isang cloud tayong ma-access anytime and anywhere. So, ibang level na talagang digital ngayon na communication. Ayan, sabi ni Miss Melanie, thank you, Mr. Tim Hinato. Ayan. All right, guys.
You're very much welcome.
Ayan. All right. So now is since we are also talking about the concept of malasakit, we will be asking you guys, who do you think embodies this concept? So we are happy to announce that we will have our Malasakit sa Manggagawa Awards, of course, by Globe Business. So, how can you nominate a business for this prestigious recognition? Well, you can nominate the company who showed malasakit during this pandemic. So once you submit the nomination, the nominee will receive a questionnaire about their initiatives and how it brought change to the way they engage with their employees. So from those who submitted, we will choose 5, okay? We will choose 5 winners. And then the Malasakit sa Manggagawa Awards will be published on our Globe Business Academy website. So winners will receive a care package and a plaque of appreciation. Deadline of submission of nominees will be on the 31st of August, and you may scan the QR code or visit the website on the screen. Ayan. So I hope you guys, would get to nominate a company or a business. Who do you think is deserving? Since they've showed malasakit and they've showed how to take care of the employees, especially during this time of uncertainty. All right. So apart from showing malasakit, ang Globe Business ay sumasaludo din sa mga MSMEs, the micro, small, and medium enterprises, and we encourage everyone na tuloy lang tayo. All right? So we know this pandemic brought us uncertainties and kakaibang challenge, may it be personal or sa business. So we would like to share with you a short video, and hopefully this will inspire you guys. So saludo sa lahat ng MSMEs. Tuloy tayo.
Mamang sorbetero, tayo sumayaw. Kalimbang mong hawak, muling ikaw ay batang munti sa'yo'y naghihintay. Biglang ligaya ngayong tagkaraw. Mamang sorbetero, tayo sumayaw. Kalimbang mong hawak, muling ikaw ay mainit na labi, nagbabagang mata. Sunog na pag-ibig, parang hawa mo na. Mamang sorbetero, anong ngalon mo? Tinda mong ice cream, gustong gusto ko. Init ng buhay, pinapawi mo. Sama ng loob, nalilimutan ko. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Globe Business, for that wonderful video presentation. And one core concept talaga is going digital. Whether it be para sa iyong mga employees, just making sure that mga attendance checking and stuff like that. When it comes to collaboration, digital na talaga. So that's how we adjust to the times today, and I hope you guys are doing well in adjusting. All right. So once again, thank you so much for that, Globe Business. And now we will be moving forward sa ating second part of our raffle draw. So this time we will have 3 winners for our raffle. Let's go for our online roulette. type in hashtag malasakit if you are here. I'll be giving you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Sir Rafael, I think he's not here today with us. Ay, ayun. Ikaw ba yan? Sir Rafael, yeah, siya yata yan. Si Bruhongstein, is that correct? Ayan, so, yeah, ayun. Congratulations! Nakahabol by the last count. All right, second winner, please. Joanna Tamayo, congratulations! Ayan, you just won 2,000 Gcash. Ayun, napaka-alert ni Miss Joanna. Diba? Wala pang nakatype agad. So congratulations, guys. And for our last winner for our Sir Edwin Balasitan. Ayan, Sir Edwin, if you're here, this is your chance to shine. Please type hashtag malasakit in our chat box. Ayan, I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ayun, sir. Type ka, sir, hashtag malasakit. Ayan. Okay lang ba to, guys, no? Right, oo. Okay lang yan. Yes, ayan. So, eto pala si Sir Edwin. Ayan, online pala siya. Ganon. So, dapat, sir, hashtag malasakit. Alright, ayan. So, okay na yan. Sige. So, once again, congratulations sa ating mga winners ng ating raffle promo. Our admin team will be reaching out to you and how you guys can claim your GCash prizes. Alright, so that caps our online Kapihan Malasakit sa Manggagawa 2021. Thanks, of course, to Globe Business. Once again, guys, thank you so much for attending here in our session. This is a great initiative by Globe Business. And of course, I'm pretty sure that you are all gonna put the concept of malasakit into your mind and into your heart. Ayan. So once again, I'm your host. My name is Charm. And yes, please do stay safe, guys. Stay healthy. And I bid you goodbye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our speakers, to Sir Mark and to Sir Tim. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you again. Thanks, everyone.